You guys know the song. It's a great song, Sister Christian by Night Ranger. I can't help but think of the scene in Boogie Nights where Mark Wahlberg and his two buddies go to rob that drug dealer, and this song is playing in the background. It's a creepy scene. It's scary, and it's perfect, though, for the scene. And right when the drug dealer goes, wait, when it gets to this part, it's a great scene. Night Ranger is another one of those long hair 80s bands that I remember, and this song was really popular in the 80s, and it still holds up today. So let's get into this, and as always, I'm going to break this song down for you guys in parts. I believe I broke it down into 4 different parts. The first is the intro, of course, when he goes... and then he gets down to the F. Part 2 is the verse, and the verse is pretty much the same chords as the intro, and a couple things different. So, Sister Christian, oh, the time has come. The only one. And then it goes back, and then of course after that, part of the verse, the ending of the verse is that. That part. That's part 2. Part 3 is the chorus, the motoring, the part I didn't sing for. So those chords, of that I'll show you too. It's he goes to the B flat, and I'll show you all that. Part 4 is that little, I'll show you the underlying chords to the guitar solo, and that's when it goes pretty much. Guitar's doing his thing, and then it goes to the C over E, and it gets back into the, that's part 4, and then part 5, I don't really want to call it part 5, but I'll show you how they end the song, and it's pretty much, when he gets quiet towards the end, he does a, does the F over C, and then the 5th measure he does the, and he ends on the C. So part 1 is the intro. Instead of talking too much through it and telling you the chords to it, let me just do it, and then I'll do it maybe slower once again, and then we'll get into part 2, because this is kind of like, the music says, I went online and looked at the music, and I pretty much listened, and it matches the song, so I think the music is correct. So if you want me to do it, naming the chords as I do it, it starts on a C. F, G, C, F, G, F, C over E, D minor, and then that quick F over G. So that's the chords to it. So let me just do it without talking, and I'll do it slow. So he hits the G up here, which is part of the C chord, so it's not like he's starting on the G bass, but for whatever reason, this is in the music. So he goes, he hits it right when he does the D and the F. Pretty much the whole intro. And then Sister Christian, oh, the time has come. It's pretty easy chords. It's pretty easy. Once you get past the intro, the chords are simple in the song. Part 2 is the verse chords, and it's pretty much the same thing. C, Sister Christian, oh, the time, F, time has come, G, and you know that you're the C, F, and G again. And then F, C over E, D minor, F over G, back to the same thing. Where are you going? What you're looking for? C, F, G, F, C over E, and then that's pretty much it. We're through the verse, with the exception of this part. It's like the pre-chorus. It's a C, F over C, G over C, C, F over C, G over C, and then you're motoring. Okay, so that was part 2, the verse and that pre-chorus. Part 3 is your motoring. It's a C, F, C, F, E flat, C, back to F, E flat, and then it does a F over A, G, and then it starts the next verse. That's pretty much part 3. So again, part 3 is your motor and C. What's your price per flight? And finding Mr. Right. B flat, F over A, G. And then we're in the second verse. Okay, part 4 is that guitar solo, and the chords, underlying chords, are pretty simple. It just, he does some weird that A minor diminished, which you're never going to use those chords. I had to look it up. I still have to look up some of these weird ones, but for the most part, it's simple. The whole guitar solo is an F, G. It floats between an F and then a G over F, so the bass stays on an F. As soon as the guitar solo starts, it goes, and it does that 4 times. F, G, and then the 4th time, F, and then the G over F, and then it comes down to a C over E, an A minor diminished over an E flat, B flat over D, and then a G. And it gets back into the motoring. So one more time. The guitar solo chords, part 4, is an F, G over F, and it does that 4 times. F, G over F, and then after the 4th time, when it gets to the G over F, it drops to a C over E, A minor diminished over an E flat, which you're never going to use, but there it is, and then a B flat over D, and then he goes to a G before he gets back into the next motor. Okay, so that's part 4, and then pretty much the only other part is the ending of the song. I always like to take it through the whole song from beginning to end. So it does, everything else just repeats. You can look it up. I didn't take much time on this and list everything in order, but those are the 4 parts, and then part 5 is the ending. And the very ending is when he goes, "You're motoring, I'm motoring." So when he goes light and he goes motoring, those chords at the very end is a C, F over C, "You're motoring," C, F over C. And then when he goes back to the C, he goes a real F, and then a real G, and then he ends the song on the C chord. Just like that. So that's a C chord. That's a C chord with a full octave C. So he just goes... can end it any way you want. That's why I always tell you the chords. The chords are the most important part for you to learn, because if you know the chords, you can play any song. You don't have to end it the way, you don't have to do it exactly like that. You could go, something like that. So the song basically ends on the C chord, though. Great piano song, and I love these 80s piano ballads. So that is it. Sister Christian by Night Ranger. You guys all have a great night. We'll see you guys on the next one.